What makes a Mercedes-AMG a Mercedes-AMG? Look, let's not get too philosophical because this is, after all, a motor in review, but it's a pertinent question because of what I'm currently driving. It's the all-new Mercedes-AMG GLC63, and like its closely related sedan stablemate, the C63, this has swapped Mercedes' traditional big capacity, big cylinder count engine for a much smaller turbocharged hybrid powertrain. But the catch is, this new version makes a lot more power, and I mean a lot. And so that brings us back to that philosophical question. Do we love Mercedes-AMGs because of how much power they make, or do we love them because of how they made that power? Well, let's forget the philosophy for a moment, and let's just go and drive and find out. Before we dive into the technical details, let me give you some information you need to know about the Mercedes-AMG GLC63 SE Performance to give it its full title. The power and torque figures aren't the only numbers that have risen sharply. The GLC63 now starts at more than $190,000 for both the SUV and the coupe versions. That's an increase of nearly $30,000 over the old V8 powered model. Even for luxury car buyers, that's a big jump, especially when you're trying to convince people of the merits of the 4-cylinder powertrain. On the plus side though, Mercedes Australia has opted for a high level of standard specification, including 21-inch alloy wheels, AMG composite braking package, a panoramic sliding sunroof, AMG track pace, the Night Package 2, and a Burmester 3D sound system. If you want more details on the specification and pricing, make sure you read my in-depth written review at carsguide.com.au. Let's talk about the design, and there's a bit to get through because the GLC63 is available in both this SUV version here and a coupe style SUV. Both versions have the same purposeful look you expect from an AMG, with the now trademark AMG specific grille with the vertical strakes, which are finished in dark chrome thanks to the standard Night Package 2, and there's also the new AMG crest on the bonnet to set it apart. The pumped out guards, big alloy wheels and the rear roof spoiler all add to the overall look that makes the GLC 63 look tougher than the rest of the range. The SUV is the more practical of the pair, but that doesn't mean it doesn't look any less stylish or sporty, but the coupe is visually very different, especially at the rear where the taillights are unique and have more in common with the new CLE coupe than the GLC SUV. Inside this latest GLC 63, it is pure AMG. This is what we've come to expect from the brand. It's got the Mercedes elements, you know, the technology, the large screens, but then you've got a nice thick-rimmed AMG wheel. You've got Alcantara elements on the side. You've got these dials on the wheel, dials and switches to roll through all the various drive modes and functions. You get some specific details, you know, AMG modes through the thing, but then you've also got these AMG seats that, you know, really hug you and hold you tight. You've got plenty of little storage areas that make it a practical proposition, you know, and that's sort of the beauty of the GLC is it's got all the performance, but it's still got the space. Back here in the second row, it's still again classic Mercedes with a touch of AMG. The seats are nice and comfortable. They look quite nice, and they've got these sporty sort of insets. I'd call it, you know, relatively comfortable for an adult. You get 2 adults or older teenagers in the back here in relative comfort. A third would be a squeeze in the middle. It's a little bit light on for extra amenities. You've only, you know, you've got your air vents, but no, you know, charging ports or anything like that. One thing I will say about the space, obviously I'm sitting in the SUV version, so plenty of headroom for me, you know, even at, you know, my height, about 6 foot, 180 centimeters. But the SUV version obviously has a sloping roofline, so you know, you're going to trade off some comfort for the sportier look. And so here we are with the boot. Now again, this is the SUV version, so it's actually got a nice wide, relatively square floor, which is pretty good. You don't have any sort of spare. There's only a small little puncture repair kit under this very small boot opening. Now let's talk about the very core of this philosophical debate. What powers the GLC 63? Gone is the twin-turbo 4-litre V8, and in its place is this. It is a Formula One inspired, you know, the technology from the brands F1 championship winning seasons has inspired this 2-litre 4-cylinder turbocharged hybrid assisted powertrain. And the numbers, frankly, are staggering. The powertrain is inspired by the brand's success in Formula One racing, specifically the battery and electric motor providing a significant performance boost to support the internal combustion engine. While it may be smaller than the V8, the combination of the turbocharged 2-litre petrol engine with the rear-mounted electric motor produces a seriously impressive 500 kilowatts of power and 1,020 newton-meters of torque, which is a sizable jump over the old V8, which made 375 kilowatts and 700 newton-meters. Mercedes makes no secret that the battery is designed for performance, not saving fuel. It only has a 14-kilometer EV range, but it can recharge quickly on the move to provide a power boost when needed. But despite all that, the GLC63 is actually significantly more fuel efficient than the old V8, using a claimed 7.3 litres per 100 Ks, which is a massive 4.9 litres per 100 Ks improvement over the old model. Now we come to where the rubber meets the road. How does the GLC63 drive? I've given you the engine specs, I've given you the efficiency improvements. It is, by any technical measure, the superior choice to the V8. Mercedes has improved this car. Does it sound like a V8? No. Does it haul like a V8? Not really, actually. It actually feels even quicker. It's got so much torque, it feels like an absolute rocket out of corners. The power just pours out of this powertrain. It has got so much grunt. It is super impressive. And because it's now got the lighter engine in the front, you've got the electric motor in the back, you've got a more balanced car, less weight on the front, it actually feels nicer to drive. It's got more response. It feels quite precise for what is ultimately a taller, heavier SUV. It's not a true sports sedan, obviously. It's nowhere near a sports sedan, but it's actually is a really fun car to drive. We've taken it through some real twisting mountain roads, and it has, excelled in those conditions, as well as when it's been able to really, get onto some open terrain and really stretch its legs. And when it does that, it has got serious performance. And by switching to this more balanced powertrain, the weight distribution is more balanced. It's lighter in the front end. It actually feels like a better, more engaging car to drive. Again, this is an SUV. It's not a sports sedan or the coupe. It's a bigger proposition, but it handles quite well. It handles itself with real, character. It's got a lot of poise and precision for what is ultimately, a sizable, high-riding vehicle. I mean, just listen to it. Like, it doesn't sound like a V8, but oh my gosh, it hauls. Frankly, it hauls faster than the V8. It just builds speed so quickly. It is amazing in that sense. Whether or not, that's enough to win everyone over who misses that AMG V8 growl, well, that's for you guys to decide. So in another win for logic over emotion, the 4-cylinder hybrid AMG has the edge on the V8. In terms of safety, the GLC63 comes standard with a comprehensive suite of features, including Disktronic, which is Mercedes' name for adaptive cruise control, active lane keeping assist, blind spot assist, traffic light assist, and adaptive high beam. It also gets Mercedes' pre-safe accident anticipation system, which pre-tensions the seatbelts and will even play a white noise to protect your ears if it senses a crash is imminent. A parking system that includes a 360-degree camera and active parking assist is also included. The GLC range was awarded a 5-star ANCAP rating in 2022. As for its ownership credentials, the GLC63 is covered by Mercedes Australia's usual 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. And for maintenance, Mercedes offers pre-purchase service plans spanning 3 to 5 years. The former will cost you $5,025, while the latter is priced from $7,180. So what is the answer to that philosophical question I posed at the start? Is a Mercedes-AMG defined by its performance or what creates that performance? Look, ultimately, that is going to come down to you, dear viewer. You will decide what really makes an AMG special to you. But I'm here to tell you, having driven this car, it's better. It is just fundamentally better than the one it replaced. Yes, I miss the V8 noise, but it is faster, it is more balanced, it is, it's got the latest in design and technology. It is, by any measure other than noise, a technically superior car. But if you want to know more, make sure you check out my in-depth written review at carsguide.com.au.